get started. Welcome tonight. My name's Patty Marmon. I'm your host tonight, and welcome to my exclusive interview with Shea Steele. And many women are looking for a job security in this current market, and the direct sales industry is now generating over $145 billion a year. And it's evident that direct sales companies are offering a high-quality product, but even better, a competitive compensation plan, inspirational training that is exploding their bottom line. And the great thing about Pure Romance is even during the most economically challenging times over the past few years, Pure Romance still managed to turn a profit, an increase in profit. And so, like I said, Pure Romance is a leading company with the direct sales industry, and our products consist of bath, beauty, massage, lingerie, and relationship enhancement items, as well as information and education to strengthen a couple's relationship and keep single women safe. We have a high-quality line that's unique, competitively priced, and our hostess plan is extraordinary. But more importantly, Pure Romance is a company that cares about their consultants. Our mission is to empower, educate, and entertain. And the great thing with Pure Romance is every woman has an opportunity to earn anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month just by doing a couple of parties. And they also have the opportunity to earn a six-figure income through our impressive training and support program. And I do know Pure Romance has greatly changed Shea Steele's life, as well as many of her consultants that she leads. So we're going to discover a little bit. We're going to interview Shea here, find a little bit about her. And I'm super excited. So please welcome Shea Steele. Yay! And Shea, you've been with Pure Romance about 6 years. And I remember a couple of years ago, we were on a board trip dinner, and it floored me when I learned that when you first started Pure Romance, you did your business by your phone.
Yeah, I still do it only on my phone. Yeah, I'm tech stupid to begin with, and I'm also very cheap. So my way of doing business is that my parents have internet, and they like seeing my son, so, they get grandson time. So anytime that I have to do, like, a online party or I have to, like, print something that's just individual, I just head over to their house, which they're only 2 blocks away. So I'm able to do pretty much everything else on my cell phone, and everything that's, like, the heavy hitter stuff is done at my parents' house.
That just wowed me. Oh my gosh. Could you share with our listeners one of the reasons you started Pure Romance?
Yeah. I was a chef before I changed over into the business. When I was about 5 years into my career as a chef, I got pregnant with my son, and I had met my sponsor at the time at another party, and she made it seem super duper easy that I could make my own schedule and I could make my own money make the money that I needed to just doing this business. And so I decided to take a leap of faith. At 5 months pregnant, I decided to quit my job and sell sex toys. But when you're pregnant, pregnancy is a disease, so people don't want to be around you that often when you're pregnant. And when my son was 14 months old, I got fired from my part-time job that I had, and I decided to take my business full-time. And this February will be my 4th year completely full-time in the business. And I'm really glad that I actually did it that way, too. So I did it because I wanted to make extra money, and I stay in business because I like to help women.
Oh my gosh, that's an amazing story. Oh, to be able to be a single mom and support your son with this business, working part-time hours now, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm a little competitive, so depending on the season, like when it's busy season, I pack my schedule, but I'm very competitive. But like through the summer, I'm able to maybe book like 8 to 10 parties, which is basically my part-time. and still do between $7,000 to $10,000 a month because my clients are that awesome.
Oh my gosh, that's how cool is that? Part-time hours, full-time pay. Could you share maybe
Yeah.
what have you enjoyed most about your experience with Pure Romance?
Oh, there's so many things. When I first came over, because I was one of the original transfers, when I first came over, it was just the care that the company put into the consultants, the different trainings that were available, because I basically learned everything by myself when I was with the previous company. And then when I started being able to make that money, because my first year in business completely, I did $5,000 in sales. My first 4 months in business, I did almost $30,000, and that's when everything just floored me when I came over to this company, that I was able to make my money a lot faster, and we were super blessed with the sales, the 6-packs, the training, just the amount that Pure Romance, the corporate office just pours into their consultants. They don't treat us like numbers. They actually treat us like, they want us to succeed, and that they want us to be able to make our own money.
Well, it's obvious that Pure Romance definitely, from what you're saying, that they truly care about their consultants, and I agree 100%. So could you tell me why do our clients love Pure Romance? What's unique about our product line, and what is it that keeps our customers coming back to Pure Romance? Could you share a little bit about that?
Okay, so it's 2 big things. It's the quality of our products and the customer care. The quality of our products are the highest in the market, with the quality ingredients that are inside of them. We have our own chemists. We have the doctors. They're able to help us formulate and design these products to be better than anything that you can get on the open market. And then the customer care, the girls that are doing these $50,000+ years are the ones that are caring about their clients. They're not calling them customers, because customers will buy once, they'll never come back to you. Clients are the ones that are going to be there for you. They're very loyal. They will continue buying, and they're going to refer you to other businesses. What I do with my clients is that I do the Big Mac calls, the morning after calls. I don't do them on a certain date, right? I do it between 24 to 48 hours after the party. I always send a thank you for coming to the party. I hope you had an amazing time. I hope you enjoy your goodies. If they have a back order, I say I'll get that out to you at XYZ date. If they need anything else, please contact me, because it's super important that I want to make sure that they can come back to me at any time. I also follow up with them when I start doing the back orders for that party. Even if they don't have a back order, I still contact them to make sure that they're enjoying their products. And then I have a system for follow-ups from that. I do 3 months, 6 months, 6 months, and then I do a year. So I don't do the 9 months, but I do 6 months and then I do a year. And once they order again, that system starts over again. So they're constant, and I add them on my Facebook too. So they're constantly seeing my stuff. They see my success, and eventually they become my team members, because I just signed up basically half my hostesses this year. So it's really awesome. So yeah.
Congratulations! That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's big customer care. That's what I preach.
And it's obvious that your hostesses love you. They love you so much. They love the products, that they want to do what you do. So Shea, so say there's a consultant. There's someone out there that's listening to this call, and they're thinking, okay, how do I get started? I'd like to do Pure Romance, but how can I get started?
Okay. So if it's a girl that's on the fence, I ask her usually what's holding her back, and then I try to, depending on what's holding her back is how I'm going to do this. So if it's money, I try to use the Target analogy, which, is it Lisa
Yes.
or Jennifer? It's Lisa or Jennifer that does it. I don't remember exactly who came up with it first.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not exactly, I don't use Target because I don't shop at Target. But I use, like, if you were to go into, say, whatever store that's popular and spend that much money, are you going to be able to get money back on that investment? And usually they say no. If it's time, I teach them how to not manipulate, but fit Pure Romance into their schedule, because I want Pure Romance to fit into their normal life, not their life fitting into Pure Romance. That's not how I roll. If it's acceptance, I'm like, dude, the people that you're scared about knowing about your business, are they going to be paying your bills? And normally they say no. I said, then who cares what those people are going to think about your business? This is your business. You're going to make your money. If they're not accepting of what you do, because we do empower women, we educate those women, and at the end of the day, those women are more satisfied because of this business. I help with that. Some money, time, people. There's a fourth objection that I can't think of right now.
Yeah, I find that it's usually time, money, and time and money are the biggest two, and then family and friends, what they might think.
Yeah.
So Shea, if someone got started with Pure Romance, could you talk about, do we have a minimum sales quota? Could you talk on that? What minimum sales quota we have?
Okay, so the minimum sales is, just to even stay active, is $100 every 2 months. We all shave. We all take a shower. we always we like to smell good. Most of us have sex. And some of us like to feel sexy and gorgeous in the bedroom. So your coochie, your body dew, your kiss, your splash, skin therapy, bosom buddy, lingerie if you feel sexy, and lubricant. All of that is personal use items. I use in one day, all the products that I use is probably between $200 to $300 worth of product. Not that I, use all of it at once, but that's the amount of product that I use a day just to, product test at a discount. It is so easy to place that personal use order once a month, let alone once every 2 months. If you're not using the products, you're not going to be able to sell them. You can fake it all day long, but, women understand fake. They're going to be able to see through that. But if you're not using your products, you're not going to be able to sell them. And you should be using your products because they're fabulous.
And so speaking of products and learning how to use your products, what they're for, I have a question. Training is an important aspect that guarantees a new consultant success. So what kind of support can a new consultant expect to receive so that she can learn how to talk about these products and share these products and give tips and information, especially what training is out there to help her if she doesn't know anything about sexual health?
Okay. So there's several different locations besides your sponsor. If your sponsor is not the hands-on type, then you need to be the hands-on type. You need to take the initiative to go on the COO, the consultant online office, check out Party School. Check out first. That's going to talk to you all about the business and give you the different tips and tricks that was handpicked for the top consultants in the company to be able to train you right away. Then on the same tab as the training tab, there's the sexual health information, all of it, and the product information. It's beautiful. We have a huge panel of doctors that Patty has picked herself that I love them because they come out and do the trainings all the time. and they have given us all this great information to handpick. You know, we can pick and choose what we want to be able to add into our demos. We're not doctors, but we're able to bridge that gap between doctors and clients, because not every woman's going to talk to their doctor about the things that they're talking to us about. So we have a whole COO. Of course, there's and the doctors that are on the panel do have their own websites, and they do have emails that we're able to contact them for certain information as well. And I don't know if that's on the COO, but if not, I'll be able to forward that to Patty so that I can make sure that you all have those as well. So we have that, and if you have your own team website, because I know the Team Pink ladies have their own, but there's several different avenues to be able to train as a new consultant as well.
Oh, I absolutely love that. It's like the saying, when you show up, you go up. So yeah. Shea, with say a new consultant, she gets started, she does the party school, she contacts her sponsors, she participates actively in training and team meetings and in corporate trainings. So as she's learning everything, how much income can she expect to earn on average? How much is an average party, and then how does she get paid? Does she have to pay someone else, like a corporate site, and then get paid? Could you touch on the different ways of average party, how much average party is, and then how she gets paid?
Yes, ma'am. So an average party is about $500. At 40%, I'm going to sit here and do math because I'm terrible at math. At a $500 party, you would average about $200 in sales. Technically, part-time, what they call part-time at corporate, is 4 parties a month. So if you have an average party 4 times a month, you would average $800 a month, working 3, 6, 9, 12 hours. And keeping your clothes on. That's easy. That's easy. It's such easy money. And of course, if you do $1,000 in retail, that's not your profit. If you do $1,000 just in retail, hold on. I'm doing math on my phone as I'm doing this. And I promise I'm not driving when I'm doing this. If you do $1,000 in retail a month, you're averaging about $400 in profit. Well, that's probably more than that. I'm awful. Sorry. You get an extra $50, depending on your level, but you get $50 in free products from corporate. That's another bit of profit, too, which is freaking awesome because I love free stuff. So that's just from your parties and doing your job. Once you start adding girls to your team, that's when the money comes in. That's when the real money comes in.
Oh, absolutely love that. And speaking of team building, this leads into my next question. What are some of the could you share some of the incredible incentives, contests, amazing benefits that Puromance offers? Because we know they offer a lot of good stuff.
Yes, they do. So besides the normal level changes, you can go from a 40 or 45% buying discount to 50, 53, 55 to 60% buying discount just by adding girls on your team, and depending on the level that you're going to be. Then you add the lifestyle bonus on top of that. That's free money just doing your job. Depending on the level, you have to just activate a certain amount of girls to be able to get that bonus. Currently, at my level as advanced director, I just have to activate 1 girl, and that's $250 that I get on average just from the money. And when I was senior director, it was $350. Then when you start getting your girls and they start producing, you also get a percentage, which is your override of money back from corporate. My highest override, I think, was $2,100. but I think my upline has had upwards of $16,000 to $19,000 a month, which is pretty freaking awesome. And then, of course, with the corporate level stuff, so incentive trips and or what are those called? Leadership boards. So when you sign so many girls a year and do your minimum sales, you're able to get on the President's Club, which is really awesome because now you earn a trip, because the first year I did President's Club, we did not get a trip. I was very jealous. So you get this trip and you get all this great insider information. You get treated like royalty. It's amazing. And then if you do another set of signed and activated recruits plus sales, you get to be on board or senior board and by invitation executive board. That is when you know you are the cream of the crop. Because besides being treated like royalty, you are treated like, I don't even, like, it's crazy on the board trips. Like, what happens at board trips stays at board trips. That's how amazing those trips are. And of course, oh my lord, the incentive trips. Oh, Patty. I've gotten to, luckily, gone on 2 of the incentive trips. I got to go to New York, and I got to go to Miami the year that they were doing the different destinations. And it is literally, like, just out of this world. Corporate takes care of everything. They schedule everything, and you're treated like you're the only person in the world that got to go on this trip. They are fantastic. They take care of food. They take care of, like, money to give you stuff to, like, go shop with. They take care of, like, spa things. It's just amazing what they do with these incentive trips just for doing your job.
Well, it sounds like, yeah, just for doing your job, you're showered with money. That sounds awesome.
Yes.
And with, as a new consultant, by just holding parties, is there any special benefit for a brand new consultant who puts in her parties, maybe holds 3 parties? What kind of benefits do they get?
There is the inventory program, which is awesome. When you start putting your parties in, you're eligible for the inventory credit program, because this was not offered to me when I was first starting. So you girls are very lucky, and I'm very jealous. That is when you are able to invest in inventory, but get a higher buying discount, and they do it on a payment plan. So you're able to build your inventory a lot faster and make your money back a lot faster. And then there's Fast Track. Fast Track, when you do your first $1,000 in retail, you get this gorgeous necklace, which is a conversation starter. Girls are like, oh my God, where did you get that? And then you can leave with that. You're able to book parties, get recruits, to be able to get girls to, it's just a conversation starter. And then when you sign and you recruit your first girl and she activates, you get this gorgeous pin that you can wear to any sort of event that you want to. And of course, girls are going to notice that because not everybody wears lapel pins anymore. But this is the gorgeous pure mint heart, and that's like my favorite thing is that one, because then you can be like, this is what I earned because I did such and such things. So that's fun too.
Well, so Shea, this sounds really amazing, all these great benefits. And say one of our guests out there is like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. Yes, they jump on board, they start doing pyramids, and then all of a sudden, life happens or something happens, and they decide, okay, this business just isn't for me. What then?
If I have girls that are scared of continuing, I first have to get to know what their reasoning is. Most of the time it's time. Other girls are saying, oh my God, it's so hard. And that's when I start asking the tougher questions. And it's I call it adulting questions, because it is the adult questions. If it's time, I try to help her figure out her schedule to fit into parties, or at least one party, let alone any parties, to be able to fit one party in every 2 months. If it's the fact that she's kind of hit like a brick wall where she can't get anybody to book parties, that's when I help her set up with networking groups. So meetup.com is a great way to get networking groups. I personally do heartlink.com. That is a group, it's business women only because women network a lot different than men. I love that group. I've been doing it for, I think, I'm going on my third year doing this group. I love them. I've gotten parties, recruits, referrals, everything with this group. But that's when you have to help her branch out from her circle because you can only get so far with your friends and family. You need to start branching out to other women because your friends and family are the first ones to say no. And it sucks, and they will let you down, but the outer circle is what you need to get to.
So, but she's not penalized though if she's gone through all these avenues and still says, okay, I don't want to do this. Any penalty? Is there any penalty that she receives for deciding, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore, or it's not for me at the moment?
If you decide, there's not really a penalty, but if you decide to leave the business and then later on you think that it's a good time for you, you have 6 months before you have to buy a new kit, which kind of sucks because we know they're not that cheap. So you have 6 months to decide if you want to get back in the business. Within that 6 months, you can rejoin the business. If there's not a reactivation fee, it's $99 plus the $250 to reactivate. So you're better off basically buying a new kit and then reactivating that way so that you get all the new products, you get all the new catalogs, all that good stuff. If you wait.
Oh, she doesn't have to turn her. She doesn't have to turn her kit in then. She
no.
keeps what she has, right?
Yeah, she gets to keep her stuff. She has until she goes inactive to sell off what she has. After that, she can only trade with other consultants. She can't be actively selling at that point.
So if there's someone out there listening to this, one of our guests, they're ready to jump on board with Pure Romance and get started, what would be their first step? What would they need to do? They're like, okay, I want to do this. What would you tell them?
There's 2 different ways that I do this. If they're super excited, I go ahead and get them to buy their kit. If they're still kind of like, I'm excited, but I don't know, I say, okay, let's go ahead and pick a couple dates for your launch parties. I do 2 launch parties for a couple different reasons. I'll explain in a second. I do the pop the box and then 2 launch party dates. I said, let's go ahead and pick those. Let's see what time that you have to be able to invest in this business for your first 60 days. And when she picks those, she's super excited, and then we go ahead and purchase her kit. If she's super excited and she wants to purchase it, we go ahead and just do it then, and then we pick the date. So the pop the box is when they first get their party, or when they first get their box, and they pop it open with a bunch of friends, and then be able to book parties and sell products that they want to. The reason I do 2 launch dates, because not all of her friends can make the first launch date. So I do a little, I have a 6 parties in 60 days, script. So I tell the girls, I'm like, tell your friends you're super excited about your launch party, can they make it on this date? If they say no, well, you're in luck. I have this other date, and it's usually within 3 days of the other party date, and they still say no to that date. Ask them if they would be willing to be one of their first parties. If they still say no to that, ask them for a referral. Your friends aren't allowed to say no. They can only say maybe. I don't accept the word no. I don't accept the word no. I keep going until they refer me to somebody.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, Shea, if you have a guest on this call, what if there's a guest on this call and they're working with another consultant, what would you tell them to do as far as getting started? And then if you have a guest on this call, where would you tell them to go to get started? To purchase the kit?
For purchase the kit, you would send them to your website, so www.pureromance, whatever the end part of yours, so it's usually your name. If there's numbers behind it, there's that too. They would go to join my team. Then they would put their information in, and then say join now. And then you would decide on the kit that best suits what you want out of the business. So the standard kit, I say, if you're on a super big budget, but you still want to start the business, go ahead and go to the standard kit. If you are ready to make your money back immediately, go ahead and go with the deluxe. If you are ready, if budget's not an issue and you are ready to make your money and you're super committed to the business, go ahead and go with the premium kit. Most of the time, girls go with either deluxe or standard. In my case, I'm able to show them kind of how it goes. I started with the basics, so standard is an upsell for me. So they decide to go ahead and pick their kit, and as soon as I get that email, I immediately start all my super basic training with them and get all their questions in, make sure that they don't have any fears or any concerns, and we get those launch parties set and the events set up, and they're usually just rocking and rolling from there.
That sounds great. I love that you have a plan, that you have a system, and I've seen firsthand that it's working with your team. And as we get ready to end, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you taking time out of your evening to be with us tonight. I would like to ask, if you wouldn't mind, could you share, as we get ready to end tonight, could you share a memorable, I know you have several memorable moments, but could you share one of your favorite memorable moments as a pure romance consultant with us?
Okay. Yes. It was my first ever national event. I had already been in business. I was with a previous company. I think this was about my second year in the business. It was my first ever national event. It was in Cincinnati, and we did, it was boot camps. It was like demo boot camp. Andrea Gilbert was the girl that did our round circle. She was she was our little group leader. She looked at me and said, "You're a natural, you're going to go far." I'm like, oh my God, this is Andrea Gilbert saying this to me. At the very end, it's a whole long, I fangirled for like 2 hours. So I was like, oh my God. So then at the end, we got to go across stage, like we were going to be walking across stage. We got to high five all the top sellers. And that is when I met Cindy Faulkner. And I think my panties dropped straight through to China, because I was so excited to meet her. I love her. And she still remembers the day that we met, because I probably screamed into her ear. I was so excited to be near her. It was so amazing. So that happened that day, and then later that evening, we did the Breaking the Board with Brian Biro. If you've never done that and you go to national training, please go do that. That man makes me cry every single time that I am near him. I broke my board, and I stood in line for about 45 minutes to get Patty to sign my board, and she was just amazing. It was amazing, because I came from a company that you had to do sales and recruits to meet the founder of the company. You can walk up to Patty and be like, "Can I please take a picture with you?" And she is more than giving to give you a picture, let alone sit in line for 3 hours to sign boards that you wrote. That's when I knew that I was in a whole nother ball game with this company.
That gives me chills listening to that. Fangirling. Yeah. I do it too. Fangirling. Yes. Yeah. Every time I see Patty Brisbane, our founder, and Chris Ciccanelli, I'm like fangirling. And of course with Andrea and Cindy too. Yes, I'm right there with you. Well, thank you so much. As we get ready to end tonight, I greatly appreciate your time. Thank you, everyone that hung out with us tonight on the call. And if you have any further questions for Shea, is Shea Steele, SHEA STEELE. Definitely, she's on Facebook. She's underneath my friends. She's also on the Facebook event. So if you have any questions for her, please don't hesitate to contact her. See, I'm already farming you out, Shea.
It's okay. I'm a night owl anyway, so you can like pretty much message me at any time, and I'll get back. Even if I'm like half asleep, my messages might not make very much sense, but I'll get back to you with a real answer in the morning. So you can contact me literally at any time. Just don't contact me on Mother's Day. That's the only day I ask you not to contact me.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
And everyone have a great
evening. I'm so sorry it was late.
That's okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.